it appears that an appeal by Trump for the New York criminal trial could come just days before the November election. Elliot Felig is former Manhattan D.A. prosecutor and joins us again today. Is this timeline accurate? Because an appeal, that would be an October surprise, wouldn't it?
Theoretically, the appeal could happen before the election, but I consider it very unlikely. I actually started my career as an appeals prosecutor in that office, in the Manhattan DA's office, would argue regularly at that courthouse on 23rd Street. Generally speaking, prosecutors get broad discretion when they seek to adjourn an appeal. The bigger the transcript, the more time they need to prepare the response. So even though if it moved exactly at the fastest possible pace, theoretically, it could be heard before the election. I consider it very, very unlikely. Even if Trump gets his, he has to go first. He has to file his brief. Even if he gets his brief in on time, let's say for the September term, which is the first term that he could get it in, the appeals prosecutors could and almost certainly would ask for an adjournment. So I don't think the appeal will be heard before the election.
I don't care when it comes. I can't believe that the appeal will be denied.
The appeal could be denied, and let's just remember, I
can't believe it.
I don't want politics to play a role in judicial decisions. Politics shouldn't play a role, but we have to be cognizant. Every single judge on the appellate division of New York, Democratic appointee.
Okay, we'll move on from there, I think. All right, Elliot. Hunter Biden found guilty on the 3 counts in his gun trial. We're still waiting to hear about a sentencing date. But what happens next here? Is there any possibility that Hunter goes to jail?
It is possible. I mean, there's broad discretion both in state and federal court. There are federal sentencing guidelines, but the judge has the discretion to depart downward. Under the guidelines, it's somewhere between 10 to 16 months as an advisory sentence. He would have been well advised, though, to plead guilty, and I suspect it was such a strong case. He's on audiobook describing in excruciating detail his drug use around the time that he lied on this form. So I suspect his lawyers behind the scenes said to him, this is a strong case, you should plead guilty, but the client calls the shots, and that would have been one reason to get a downward departure if he had accepted responsibility and pled guilty. But even with that, 54-year-old man, never before convicted of a crime, didn't use the gun in another crime, I suspect he will still get a non-jail term, but remains to be seen.
But the tax trial comes up in September in
right.
California.
Right.
Why is that much more serious?
4 years of not paying taxes, a much more clear pattern of conduct as opposed to filling out a form when maybe you were high on crack.
4 years? I didn't know. He didn't fill out a tax return.
He later paid it back, but yes, 4 years without filing taxes.
But he has a rich friend who paid it back, the back taxes, right?
That's correct. And sometimes that is a factor that the prosecutors will look at, whether it was eventually voluntarily repaid.
Elliot, we've often used you as an expert witness, so to speak, on these trials.
Thank you.
Come back again soon.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Elliot.